Good morning, Periscope. This is your girl, Kelly Ramsey, checking in this morning. Hope everybody is having an awesome morning. Good morning, DeAndrea. And so I wanted to check in this morning. It's our time together. And so we're always in the 8 to 8:30 hour, depending on our morning and what it looks like. And got a glare in my glasses. And so I wanted to check in. Hey, Sharika, good morning, good morning, good morning. So this morning, I want to tell you a little bit of a story that I just walked through this past week. And it's about being relentless in our pursuit. And so whatever we're pursuing, we need to make sure we don't give up and that we continue to be relentless. I'm going to put my glasses back on because I can't read the comments. Sometimes being relentless and just being real, right? And so this past week, my boys are, hey, Sugar Poo, good morning. I got all my family here this morning. And so this past week, I am always trying to enrich my boys and give them more opportunities, things to connect to and to grow themselves, not just in education and whatnot, but also spiritually and morally. And if you didn't know, if you don't create those habits early, then as adults, we wane to the left. So a solid foundation is always necessary, both for children and for adults. And so we're building a solid foundation in our boys. Thank you for the hearts. In our boys' education and spiritual education, moral development, and their love for God. And so just to give you a little background, from conception, my husband and I did a lot of work, and we went through deliverance and dealing with our own demons and issues. And we were purposed to create a generation without a curse. And so a generation that was not carrying the baggage of our past into their lives. And so that was how we purposed our mind as we began to be parents. My husband second time being a parent. And so we were very diligent about that. And so if you invest that much time on the front end of something, you don't just let it lay in waste and whatever we want to do. No, we're going to cultivate what we spoke into existence. So when they were born, and as they were babies, what we did is we spoke over their lives, and we used to wake them up in the morning. Good morning, prophet of the Lord, mighty man of valor, mover and a shaker. And so we would say that as an activation for who they were in the earth realm. And so as they have grown and as they have developed, me being an educator, my husband being a learned educator as well, and just a brilliant mind, we always talk to our children in real talk. And so real language, no baby talk, as if they were growing little adults, which they're not adults, they're children, but we give them a platform where they could grow from and to expand. So that being said, their spiritual development is just as important. So right now we are fellowshipping, our church is fellowshipping, but we're in a shared space. And so the amenities that are needed are not there to do our children's ministry and whatnot. And so we're forming those things. So in the meantime, as a mom, I sought out opportunity for them to develop. And so they've been attending, they've been going. It's been, I think about 3 months they've been going. And then all of a sudden, there was a little snag last week, and there was going to be a shift. And I wasn't pleased with the shift. So, of course, me being Kelly Renee Ramsey that I am, had to speak up and say, no, that's not okay. That's not going to happen. That doesn't sit well with me. And I honor your system. I honor, how you've set things up. But that doesn't work for me and my family. And what got me was, it wasn't me being the push to do that. It was the response of my youngest, and how heart-wrenching it was to know that he wouldn't be able to be a part of a rich Bible study and fellowship and whatnot. Did he use those words? No, but that's the impact. And so we waited. And they waited, and how I knew it was like a heartfelt thing, because he, every 10 minutes, did they call? Did they call? What did they say? What did they say? He woke up the next morning, same thing. Did they call? Did they call? I was like, no, baby, they haven't called. We have to wait. and then we have to make our decision on what we will do. So me being me, I always had an extra plan in the hat of where we could go, what we could do, and if necessary, create your own, right? And so as I'm sitting there, last night he did get to go. We are going to stay, but I'm going to go with him to class. God would just open my eyes to, he says, I told you to write the curriculum. Like I told you like a long time ago, create the curriculum. And create the curriculum is not just about creating a Bible curriculum for kids, but it's being developmentally appropriate. We cannot take an adult mindset and then squeeze it into a children's work and call it children's work when it's not developmentally appropriate. So you have different ages, you have different learning styles, you have different ways and approaches to things. And if you're delivering something, it needs to meet everybody. And so sometimes we create, not just for our children, for everything, we create these wonderful programs, but they're not sensitive to everybody. And so you cannot serve anyone if you're not being sensitive to who your audience is. Meet the need. That's right. And so it gave me a check in my spirit, one, to get busy and write it, because it's like, boom, I could just pull it out. So just to do it and to market it, because people were needing it. Their hearts are right. They want to like grow young worshipers and leaders, but just taking an adult format and dropping it into a children's with the expectation that they're going to meet every one of those things. Sit still, be still, follow this rule, pay attention, answer the question, find the Bible verse. Like adults can't even do that. And so adults struggle with that. So let alone requiring children to do something they're not yet capable of. Can they grow to it? Yes, if you slow it down and do it. The other piece that stood out for me was that we have to be trained in order to do that. And so you cannot just drop people in, give them your vision, your mission, your core values, the things that you want them to do, and not train them on how do you deliver it, because they're not mini yous. So we say, oh, that's my mini me. No, they're not your mini me. They are their own individual person here to do a work, needing some guidance and direction, but they're going to have their own flavor on how they do it. It does not all look the same. And so as I was sitting there, I began to kind of write down some different notes. And so I'm going to be working on that and developing that. But I think the bigger lesson for me, this has been 2 times this month. Thanks for joining. Glad to have you. The bigger lesson for me was that looking at how we deal with disappointment. I had the incident with my older. I think I told you guys about that. And he had a disappointment with my younger. And so I was trying to downplay it. Like, oh, he's just disappointed. And so my little one said, no, I'm not disappointed. I'm mad. And I was like, oh, okay. So that was telling me it was touching a part of him that he was past disappointed. He was not getting it met. Hey, Chiquita, good morning. And so he was not getting his needs met. And so he was vocal to be able to do that. How did he develop that? He developed that because we created a nurturing environment where he felt secure in saying what he felt and staying there and being relentless. He is my little one that is like, honey buns are out in the house. You need to go to the store and get some honey buns because I need my honey buns, right? He's relentless. But where did he learn that relentlessness? He learned it from watching us as parents in our pursuit and what we do. What if we were lazy and sitting on the couch and not producing and not doing anything? We have to be relentless in our pursuit, whatever. And Yolanda's like, yes, he is. He is relentless. He will not let go. He's like the bulldog holding on to the stake and you're holding the other end. He's like, this is my stake, right? Which is a good thing. So I want to encourage you this morning, don't give up on your pursuit. No matter if you have to struggle a little bit, yes, just like his mom, I do admit that was me. Like, you are going to do what I tell you to do. And so don't give up on your pursuit. Don't let it go. If you're holding the other end of that stake and they have the other end, you're like, no, this is my stake. I'm going to get it. Don't give up. Make sure you keep focusing on your pursuit. Now, will it be easy? Will people just say, oh, okay, go ahead? No, it's not going to be easy. But it's not supposed to be easy. If you're passionate about something, your passion should outweigh whatever is ahead of you that deters you and says, no, it can't be done. Because remember, if God gave it to you, the idea, the concept, if he gave you the ability, he put it in you to produce it and to get it done. So again, these are our messages. Get it done, right? So again, this is Kelly Ramsey with Developing People. We help you to discover the greatness within, to develop it, and then to launch it and launch it forward. Because any idea that does not get developed and launched is wasted time. And remember, other people are tied to that idea, that vision, that purpose, that plan that God has given you. Other people are tied to it. Thanks for joining me, H3 Hair. Make sure you watch the replay because we're getting ready to get off and share it with your other viewers. So thank you for the hearts. And so I just wanted to share that. Be relentless in your pursuit, whatever that pursuit might be. And so you can find us online at developpeople.org. You can find us on Facebook. Thanks for sharing. You can find us on Facebook under Kelly Ramsey, our Developing People. And I would love to have you a part of my Scope fam. I'm here most mornings, 8 to 8:30 in between that time, once I get the kids off to school and park the car to head in to work. Make sure that you connect with me. We have coming up, I want to tell you a little bit of that. We're going to do this 21-day launch program. And what it's going to do is it's going to launch you into this next phase of the work that you have. March is a high time spiritually and high time and what God is producing and bringing forth. It's a time to be sensitive to what the Holy Spirit is telling you and to yield your spirit to obey what God has said. It's a time where he's going to be downloading his plans, his purposes for this next quarter, next year, next century. And so be sure that you're tuning in to what God is speaking and spending time with him to get the plan for your life and to carry it forward. So have an awesome, awesome day. Thanks for all my family stopping in this morning just to encourage me. And I love you guys and be awesome. Bye-bye.